Ascendant number 1, Aries ascendant. So Aries ascendant will see the eclipse in the second house, and they will have the blockage in the third house. So efforts cannot be your efforts cannot be materialized at this time. You will see that for the next few months there will be a lot of blockages, especially for the next 2 months. Definitely career is getting hit. Definitely the resource in your life is getting hit. So you'll be worried about your family. You'll be worried about your money. So in this time frame, you should think to improve your source of income and focus more on career and chant Lakshmi mantra. Anything that happens on the forefront of your family, your home, any dispute, you need to just avoid any kind of unnecessary confrontation. Otherwise, it will become a very unhappy environment. You should be very careful about what you speak also, because you may spill the secrets out. You may say something that will create a lot of tension in the home. So you have to be very, very careful, and also use the resources of it that is allocated to you wisely, both natural and artificial. Use it wisely. Your body is also a resource here, so use it wisely. Do yoga, pranayam, and chant Mahamrityunjay mantra as much as you can. That is going to be a key to success in this time frame. For you, the eclipse is going to be somewhat mixed result. It will give you a mixed result because your ascendant lord is actually debilitated at this time frame. So emotionally it will be a roller coaster ride for you. So try to maintain the calm. And will it impact all Aries ascendant people? No. The people who have a weak Mars or a weak moon in their chart or a weak sun in their chart is going to get impacted the most. For others, you just need to be careful. Taurus ascendant. In case of Taurus ascendant, the eclipse is going to happen on your ascendant or on the moon sign. If you have a Taurus ascendant, you have to be very careful about your physical health. Your personality is going to change completely. So you should accept any kind of change. And if you are facing any kind of difficulty, bring the necessary change. Change is the key in this time frame. If you bring the change, you are going to get successful. If you resist the change will become forceful, and that will create pain. It will be like somebody is ripping you off from two ends, and you are caught in between. It's like you're caught in the crossfire, and that is not a good time. In spite of whatever your Mahadasha or Antardasha is, if you're analyzing, take one angle of transformation in that. Add just one delta in your understanding towards the Mahadasha and Antardasha. Because it is happening on your ascendant, you can see that the second house has a weak Venus. So this is also going to impact your marriage. Disputes related to marriage can come into picture, and relationship can get impacted because of this, especially with your brothers and sisters. You have to completely get out of any kind of tamasic or negative kind of nature that you have. Pessimistic nature has to be avoided, and you have to be absolutely positive. In this time frame, if you chant simple Shiva mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, at least 108 times a day, and meditate regularly, because Venus is in Adra in the second house, praying to Shiva will bring wonders in your life. Also, there is a mudra called as Apana Mudra. You can also practice for 5 minutes every day to reduce the tamasic effect in your body. Overall, this eclipse is going to be a decluttering eclipse. So you have to face the chaos, and only once you face and accept that there is a clutter, you will work towards that. So initially, it will be creating resistance, and soon you will see that the positive results unfolds for you. Gemini ascendant. For Gemini ascendant, the eclipse is going to happen in the 12th house. So you are going to get sleepless nights or nightmares in the dreams. So what you should do is, before you sleep every day, chant Hanuman Chalisa and seek for protection. Venus is in your first house. Your ascendant is stuck. So you will be scared about the losses. There can be a scare of, or threat to some court case or jail or a major loss, theft. Or you can lose or break your precious valuable or lose a jewelry. Be very careful with your possession, with your resources, because you may lose something significant at this time frame. Keep a tab on your health and be very careful about going and venturing out in this time frame, because for you, Gemini, the eclipse is going to be negative in general, because if you see, there is Ketu in 6th, there is Saturn in 8th, and there is Rahu and all the planets in the 12th. So all the Trik Bhava are getting all the influence of the planet. But there is a fighting spirit here, or a source or a respite has been given by Jupiter. Jupiter being in the ninth house aspects the first house, aspect the fifth house, and it controls the third house. All this Jupiterian energy can save you. So blessing of a guru is very important. Go to a temple, go to your guru's ashram and try to seek the blessing from them. Help teachers, help people who are in need, who are educating, and that is also going to bring great results in this time frame. Praying to Lord Brihaspati in this time frame, Guru Bij mantra is also going to be very helpful. And if you can't, or if you don't know, simply say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And treat Vishnu as your guru and seek protection. If you are in an extreme dilemma or extreme depression, there is something very extreme, and if you cannot get a consultation done by any learned astrologer because of financial condition or in any kind of mess you are in, then chant Gajendra Moksha. That should help you. Cancer Ascendant. In case of Cancer Ascendant, Mars is on the first house and Saturn is on the 7th house, and the eclipse is in the 11th house. So definitely it is going to be an eclipse which changes the list that you have made, the bucket list. The list of expectations will change. It will impact marriage the most. And in this case, struggle to bear a child or attempt to have a child for the next 2 to 3 months should be generally avoided, provided your horoscope has a negative Mahadasha or Antardasha right now, because it is going to directly impact the 5th house and it will impact the productivity of life. This will also create a strike on your source of income, because this is the 11th house, house of money and wealth generation. So you have to be careful on that angle. Although Jupiter is creating a Viprit Rajyog in your horoscope, thereby aspecting the 2nd house. So definitely you are unhappy with the current financial position. You will do something that will click, and because it clicks, you will get it. But the click will only happen if you do a lot of karma. If you just don't follow what the world is following, Saturn is retro, do not follow, do something of your own, do something new, but be careful of being overconfident and falling down. It's okay to try something new, but then you have to be very sure that you're not spending too much of money in a hope that it will work out, and you also know your strength and weak areas of life. If you can manage that, you will pull out one of the most successful, you can say, time of your life in the next 6 months. I wish you all the best. Leo Ascendant. In case of Leo Ascendant, the eclipse happens on your 10th house, so definitely it impacts your image in the society, it impacts the designation that you are in, it impacts your livelihood overall. It tries to alter the mindset and you will become restless about your career. Your ego is going to take a hit and you may get insulted at your workplace, or you are not focused enough on your work and you miss something and then you are bashed on a meeting or something. That has to be controlled and that has to be understood. And this is also the time when you can give out of the box ideas and you can bring out of the box, you can say, ideas, and you can implement that in your career, and that will bring positive results. Remember, Rahu's push is there. Rahu is not bad in the 10th house for you. Sun, which is the first lord, is also in the 10th house, not bad. So this eclipse is going to create an ideological change towards your career. Maybe you want to shift the industry altogether, or maybe you want to expand your business in a certain way. Definitely, whatever you do, you have to be very, very careful. Seek guidance from some learned person, an astrologer, healer, professional person, because Jupiter is in the 7th house and it is watching the 1st house. So the guidance is coming to you. How you treat that guidance to resolve your dispute is going to be the key. So if you're talking to an astrologer, follow the advice if the advice is positive in nature, because the 7th lord is also in the 6th house. Marriage related issues, business related issues are going to take the hit. But this is the eclipse of transformation for you, especially from the career side. Also, there can be some issues related to from your in-laws. You have to be attentive and you have to attend that issue without fail. If you cover your responsibilities, if you are following your karma, if you're doing your karma with a slight bit of innovation in it, you should be successful, and this eclipse will be very positive for you. Virgo Ascendant. In case of Virgo Ascendant or moon sign, you see that the Virgo Lord is retrograde in the 9th house. So first Lord going in the 9th house, retrogradation definitely means that you need to change how you pray. You need to change your belief system. You need to change your approach towards God. So from being religious, you need to move to being spiritual. The eclipse happens in your ninth house, so definitely divine blessings will come through this eclipse. Meditate and chant as much as you can on the day of eclipse, a day before and a day after. 9th June, 10th June, and 11th June. These 3 days are going to be very effective, and it will be like a blessing for you to seek the guidance from the God. And if you are able to manage or pull out, then you past life karma can open. Something that is locked from the past life, the positive karma will unlock any kind of japa that you did in your past life, and the results are not being transferred to this life. The floodgates will open. So this is very, very positive, but this is a spiritual eclipse for you, because if you see, Jupiter is in the 6th house, so prarabdha has to be completed, the karma has to be seen, so you have to follow the guru's advice. And 9th house also means that you can plan a religious travel in the future, but right now do not travel, because any kind of short distance travel will be adhered by Ketu. Any kind of emergency travel or travel because of a responsibility, that has to be done, but then you have to maintain extra precaution, extra care. And before leaving the home, before you take the travel or plan the travel, pray to Lord Hanuman, and that will make you stronger to face any kind of challenges that comes. This is not the time to test your luck, invest into speculative business, because Mars is debilitated in the 11th house. So this is like a vacation time for you, a religious or a spiritual vacation time for you. Spend the next couple of months in prayers, spend the next couple of months to love. In love, spend the couple of months in the time with your family, and enjoy what you have right now. There will come a time when your time will also change. Wait for that time. Libra ascendant. In case of Libra, if you see, the entire eclipse is being formed in the 8th house. Now, this is the most transformative eclipse for you, because your ascendant lord is also in the 9th house and hemmed between the Mars and Rahu. So you'll be forced and, I will say, uprooted from one part to the other part of the life, and this is going to be very, very eventful time frame for you. Because it is the 8th house, it is only going to bring transformation, but you have to be very sure about your taxes, about your investments, about the properties that you own. Do not take any foolish decision. This is not a time frame to sell out your property, sell out your home. Just need to wait out, and you just need to have patience in this time frame. 8th house is not the house that you can play. So this is the eclipse that you can't see. So if the change is coming, you won't be able to see the change. So how you have to observe this? You have to ask somebody to tell you if there is any possible change because of the timeline. Or you can take some healing that opens up the spiritual portal. You can only be able to see the changes that this eclipse brings once your eyesight is divya. That means it is able to see beyond the usual phenomena. So this is going to be kind of unusual eclipse for you. Because the 8th house is getting impacted, and because Saturn is also impacting your 1st house, your health will take a hit. So you have to be very, very careful about your health, both physical and mental. Personality will definitely take a hit, and you would want to invest whatever you earn. So it's like you may suddenly have a feeling that, okay, if I'm earning, I don't invest enough, let me invest 70% of my income into a certain kind of instrument. No, be very, very careful in such kind of investment. It can be lucrative, but because Rahu is transiting in your 8th house, you cannot trust any kind of lucrative object that comes to you. It can be an illusion. After careful analysis, after suggestion from learned person, you can try that out. Overall, Jupiter's aspect on the 1st house and the 9th house is also going to be beneficial for you. You don't need to worry, but you need to protect yourself. So in this case, I will say chant Ganesh Kavach and pray to Lord Ganesha to protect you from any kind of negative impact of the eclipse. Overall, this eclipse is going to be very positive, but you have to accept the transformation even if you don't know the reason behind it. The next ascendant is Scorpio ascendant. In case of Scorpio ascendant, the eclipse happens in the 7th house. So definitely this impacts two major areas of your life: marriage and your business. Plus, this is also going to be very tamasic eclipse for you, because 7th house is also the house related to sexual intercourse, sexual activity, sexual organs. That is why somewhere it is also like an energy exchange happening in the 7th house. It is also complementing you So you have to be very careful about Kundalini awakening at this time frame. Any kind of lustful thought that dominates your head, those negative energy has to be removed, and you channelize your energy spiritually. Kundalini meditation, chakra meditation is going to be helpful for you. Agya chakra meditation is going to be helpful for you. Take a amethyst pyramid, place it right in front of you, and try to meditate using the amethyst pyramid. Enhance your spiritual awareness through healing, through change of the ambience. Remove the black things, bring more brighter things. Because the eclipse is in the 7th house, the future seems to be dark. Things will be very gloomy and you won't be able to see things. It's unusual, right? Eclipse is an unusual phenomena. And if things happen in the 7th house, that means the one you trusted is going to betray you. That may happen in the real life also. So you have to be careful, especially in your business, in any kind of contract, in any kind of, suppose you have verbally given money to somebody, just for an example, you may see a delay. So trusting is not a good idea right now. Seeking is a good idea. And analyzing things in a broader perspective is going to be the key to protection here. For you, I will say you need to pray to Ganesha and chant Ganesh Kavach or Hanuman Kavach also, and that will help you a lot. Remember, your ascendant is right now having Ketu in Anuradha Nakshatra, and you can watch the Anuradha Nakshatra analysis. That will help you. Mars is debilitated in this time frame. 7th house is experiencing the eclipse. 3rd house has Saturn. So definitely this is a trap. You will feel that you are in a trap, emotional trap, and things will be haphazard, things will be random. Suddenly things will change in your life in the next course of 2 to 3 months. Just absorb, inhale, and take it positively. If suggestions are needed, take that suggestion. Don't jump into conclusion. Don't assume and decide. Don't react, but give a proper, well-calculated response to any situation in your life. Reaction is going to be very negative. Response will protect you. So this is going to be slightly negative, but transforming eclipse. But if you take it on the positive side, it can complement you in an unusual way. Like you would not be expecting help from a certain kind of person, but the help is coming from unusual sectors of life. Pray to God. Sagittarius Ascendant. For Sagittarius Ascendant, this is a very unique eclipse because the eclipse happens in the 6th house. It opens the Prarabdha house completely, clears off the Prarabdha karma. Your soul, mind and emotions are in the 6th house of Prarabdha karma. So not only it is going to bring out the hidden enemies in front of you, it will also bring out your hidden enemies within you also. So you will understand more about yourself. You will understand about your goal of life, Prarabdha of life, and I call this as soul realignment. Because your 9th house Lord is going into the eclipse, and 9th house is soul house. It is the house of divinity. And if that goes into eclipse in the 6th house, soul, Prarabdha is going to be revealed in front of you. Something that is hidden about you will come right in front of you. Your hidden talent, your hidden positivity will come. But 6th house being a negative house, I will also say that you have to be very careful about your health. You have to be very careful about revealing your information in public, because there can be hidden enemies. Yes, they will come out, but then you will have to fight a war against them. Emotionally, this is not going to be a good eclipse, because emotionally it is going to detach you from material things. It is a far more spiritual eclipse that you can even imagine. Good thing is that you don't take any extra loan in this time frame, but repayment of loan will be easy in this time frame. Mars being in the 8th house is also giving a very humble experience through occult science. Learning scriptures, reading Bhagavad Gita is going to be helpful for you. Investing slowly and conservatively will work for you. Not bringing any kind of major change in marriage, and if any change is coming, accepting that is going to be positive for you. But Jupiter in the 3rd house is actually controlling most of the negativity of this eclipse, because Jupiter aspects the 7th house, second from the eclipse. So even if negative comes, positive is more than enough to neutralize it. So you don't need to worry, but your actions should be Jupiterian like. Then only it will show the result. Speak less, act more, act like a guru. That's the key for you. Capricorn Ascendant. In case of Capricorn Ascendant, Saturn is in your 1st house, and you can see that Mars is in your 7th house and the eclipse is happening on the 5th house. This eclipse is going to trigger the education response in your body. What you learn, what you know, what is your knowledge. This is also the mantra bhava, so you need to chant a lot of mantra, especially the Shukra mantra, Lakshmi mantra, or you can chant Aditya Hridaya Stotra. Chanting is the key here. Saturn in the first house shows change of personality. So you will learn more about yourself, and when you learn more about yourself, you will change. It can be about looks, it can be about your behavior, it can be about your approach, it can be about your office, it can be to upgrade in your office, learning new skills, it can be to learn and start a business. All these things are a part and parcel, and you are in a test. This eclipse is going to be a test. It's like a student, so you have to be, and you have to treat yourself like a student. Everything is a test. Treat every single event in your life for the next 3 to 4 months as a test, as an examination. In order to pass with flying colors, you will need the blessings of Jupiter, some sleepless nights, hard work, positive words. When you're speaking, you have to be sattvic. What you're eating has to be sattvic. Stomach problems can come in this time frame. That is why the food ingestion is very important. Digestion can be a problem, but it also means that because these 3 houses come into picture, marriage, problems related to children's education, conceiving a child, all these things can come in the next couple of months. Be very careful, especially if you're a woman and if you're conceiving a child. If you're pregnant, you have to be slightly careful. And if you are right now pregnant, or if you're planning for pregnancy, and if you're a girl, chant Lakshmi Stotra, Ashtalakshmi Stotra, or any Lakshmi mantra on the day of eclipse. It's going to be wonderful for you and for the child that you are going to give birth to. So overall for Capricorn, I will say this is a karmic eclipse, and this is the eclipse where you change yourself. You get this soul realignment also. Changing your soul will change the entire timeline and also the effect of all future transits on you. Because if you change yourself, alternate behavior of planets will start getting reflected from your life. One time opportunity, grab it. Aquarius Ascendant. In case of Aquarius Ascendant, most of the energies of the eclipse will be balanced by the Jupiter that is on the first house. But definitely this eclipse is happening in the 4th house, so you will feel unhappy about yourself. You will be unhappy about your situation, and your mind will run continuously. You will want to find happiness at multiple places. This is the time when you meditate and concentrate and bring the entire force within you. Have a guru's influence. Listen to what your teachers say. Listen to what the mentors say. Listen to what the gurus say. Read Bhagavad Gita and listen to what God has said. Bring that happiness within you, and this is not the time to think that what can make you happy or unhappy, because no matter what you think, you will find some sort of unhappiness there. Come beyond happiness and unhappiness. Go beyond that boundary. The duality has to be broken in this time frame. Also, some sort of renovation work, change of home, buying a property, all these plans can come up in the next couple of months. So you have to be proactive in that. Don't put up a burden of loan on you, because Mars is not powerful enough to repay the loan. Smaller amount of loans can be, you can say that is like part and parcel of our life, but a loan that you cannot repay should not be taken with an assumption that the income will increase or you will be able to repay in the future. Don't look at the future. Work with what you have at hand right now. This is also the time when we should chant Mahamrityunjay mantra, because Venus is in Adra in the 5th house. Chanting Mahamrityunjay mantra at least 108 times a day is going to be beneficial for you. Mom's health, mother's health can be of some kind of concern in this case, and if you are also a would-be mother, you have to take care of your health also. Overall, this eclipse is going to be affecting you emotionally, and your marriage is also going to get affected by this. So you may feel that you are unhappy. Decide on marriage after a couple of months if possible for you, because the emotions right now will be all over the place. Mind is going to be all over the place. Try to seek happiness from something that don't change with time. That is God. Pisces ascendant, in case of Pisces ascendant, your ascendant lord is in 12th house. So definitely your Jupiter is in the subconscious state. 3rd house observes the eclipse. 6th lord goes into eclipse. So definitely it is a 3-6-12 combination. Travel has to be avoided unless it is emergency. Try to meditate. See, 3rd house is the house of motion of arms, local motion. So what you have to do, you have to sit and meditate. Chanting Shani Bij mantra is going to be extremely positive for you. Also, if you see, praying to Saturn is going to affect on the 11th house, which is your expectation. It is listening to the Shani mantra is going to be very helpful and beneficial. 3rd house is also the house of siblings, brothers and sisters. So you have to be very careful about any change that is coming through there and in their life. You may be concerned about their life and the education they are in, the kind of life they are living. But before taking any call, take the suggestion of your relatives, of your parents, take the suggestion of your friends or a concerned person or a person whom you trust. Overall, this is going to be an eclipse of efforts. This is going to change the way you put your efforts in your life. This is going to change your approach by which you consider life, you work towards life, your routine, everything will change in this time frame, which is going to bring positive result. It's a very karmic eclipse for you. Doing positive karma is only going to give you a lot of success. Thank you for watching this video. Please comment your suggestions and your experiences of the eclipse in the comment section. You can connect me on my social media platforms. Explore my other videos on this channel. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, this is your host Puneet. Namaste.